was your virtual world audience wrangling. I mean, aside from, I mean, there were people in the audience. We had a gentleman from Microsoft HoloLens R&D. You'll see in the previous video, my avatar is wearing a virtual HoloLens. You know, there was just a lot of people made cameos, and it was wonderful to actually see so many people being kind of pulled in from the nonprofit sector of Second Life and through your contacts, Joyce, and then other friends to be able to attend and to see the live stream of the season preview. So thank you so much for that audience wrangling. And then also for the video that's coming up with Devorah Medwin. This is the first time that I had a conversation with DVE Telepresence about what we were testing in Second Life. And I said, you know, in essence, I'm reverse engineering the physics of your patent with a visual interface. And he looked at me perplexed, and he was thinking that pretty much everything that he would be able to see on his hardware systems was going to be something that was, you know, running from, you know, a program like Unity or whatnot. But I said, no, you could actually work with virtual worlds and multiplayer gaming. It's just, you know, a matter of systems integration. So with Devorah, we went to the DVE R&D lab, and she did a reading standing right next to her avatar. And for her as a playwright, it was quite an extraordinary experience to have been through the entire play process inside of the virtual world with Avatar Repertory Theater.
Great,
and then
thank you.
to follow
So
that
you're actually going to
with
read
the
a
test,
part of Maggie
with the holographic
right now
test
through your
at DVE, because she was able to actually, you know, look next to her and see her avatar. And I think that was, we both asked each other, this is just a test, but would it be possible to make this real, to actually incorporate this into a live theater performance? And so that was the seeds, the planting of the seeds of what has evolved into now working with a professional theater like the Arena Stage.
A simple ritual.
Yeah, so you can watch that video.
Try building a fire in New York City.
And hopefully we can actually get that in world too.
A cord is formed from
so folks can see that.
To them.
Let's see if we can get that in.
Cords tangle and bunch in your abdomen, causing you to carry a piece of each person's energy inside. A friend of mine did it, and the next guy she dated was next.
Thanks, Lear.
For each sexual experience, you tie a knot in a string and then burn it. The thing I'm not getting is, how do you build a fire in the middle of the... To every playwright who has ever sat in their room by themselves, this is an opportunity that we've never get to experience, where we're playing not just with ourselves, but with virtual reality and creating our stage with actors from all over the world in real time and in virtual reality.
Okay, so the video is done. Just got a message about that.
Right. And I think, and actually we, maybe we can do it at the end. I missed the video of Marcus discussing things. Maybe we can end with that one on the Holo Podium. So, you know, we had talked about before the idea of these potential applications too. Obviously, you know, she brought up Patty brought up the whole kind of in theater, but I don't know if you want to talk about that in regards to further uses of potential of these applications.
Well, I think beyond avatars. Hold on, let me make sure that you can all hear me. Yes, I'm on. Beyond avatars and beyond the virtual performer, you have the ability to stream a live theater performance into a virtual space. And then also to be able to, in the real world, to be able to create scenic design using all holographic interface. So again, going back to the concept of the Musion stage, 30 feet across, 20 feet high, that stage could actually build out 100 feet wide and about 60 feet tall. So, you know, back in the day when Julie Taymor was trying to direct Spider-Man on Broadway. They couldn't get Spider-Man, a real actor, to fly that fast, and the play went under because of so many technical problems. You know, the tech world and myself wondering, well, why didn't they just fly him holographically? So I think that that this technology allows for that to happen without it being pre-canned animation, that you could actually integrate live motion capture and digitally puppeteer an avatar, or actually, you know, if you're the avatar performer, if you're, you know, the Spider-Man being holographically projected, that you could perform that live. As far as scenic design, you could actually build out everything, and it'll look as real as, you know, real props and real scenery, but you can change everything with the touch of a button. And so this also provides a future for directors to be able to visualize, and for them to actually, you know, co-create or create entire plays that they have a visual interface to play with and visually build, you know, right in front of them live, so by the touch of a button. Also for education and simulation-based learning, I mean, obviously the technology, it's the output, right? So whatever we create inside of the virtual world or as mixed reality could be output into a virtual reality head-mounted display, could be using transmedia to be able to broadcast like we are, you know, into YouTube, or to be able to do something with Facebook, integrate Twitter like we did with the virtual arena. Even one of our friends, William May, who used to work, he's retired now, but he used to work with the State Department. Yeah. When he saw the test that we did with the avatars coming in on the holographic podium, he said, do you understand the implications of this for diplomacy? Because you can make, using this platform, you can create what is not possible in the real world. You can bring in a diplomat, a Palestinian diplomat, into a virtual simulation and have conversations maybe with the Israelis or with anybody else. And these conversations can happen virtually in a safe space. They can see each other inside of the virtual world. And then you could also project them as life-size avatars into a room with other diplomats. So, you know, beyond simulation-based learning and with diplomacy, I mean, community outreach, it really is a means to be able to integrate multiple virtual audiences and real audiences globally, and do it in a way that is not possible in the real world.
And I think that's, you know, I think that's a great way to kind of, you know, close things off in a way, and kind of that end call to action. So, you know, you can obviously, you know, we have a shrunk down version sitting here of the arena stage on off to the side stage with us here. There's also one that will be persistent up in the OSCC Grid and Expo Zone 4 at the Vesuvius Group booth, and I think there's an even slightly smaller one sitting in the speaker poster booth session for this session in Expo Zone 3, so you can look for it there. If you want to check out the full virtual arena simulation, we'll get that. Like there's the initial version of it is in Second Life, so you would have to go to Second Life for that. And I know we've said Second Life quite a lot, and we're at the Open Simulator conference, but the models, that workflow, which we didn't get as deep into as we had thought we would talk about, but the workflow was a lot of it was done outside in Blender and bringing it in through Mesh. So, you know, we have since brought in mock-ups of things quickly up on Kitely. We're currently also working with another, collaborating with another, trying to collaborate more to sort of see if there's a way, and just general in theater, this sort of theater experiment in general, like we're trying to bridge that out into multiple virtual spaces, so that mixed reality isn't just siloed to one platform or another.
It'd be wonderful to also put it into Unity and then to bring it into Open Simulator, because like you said, I mean, this is it's a pretty flexible platform that can go into many different systems. And then also something we're experimenting with is with Experimental Foundation based out of London. How can you actually holographically stream a